I'm going to take in what you've suggested for the art regrets that I had in my past video, and I'm going to see if I can create a very beautiful painting, hopefully, at the end. Hello, this is Miwa. I'm a watercolor portrait artist, but I do like incorporating different mediums. I will be going over specifically number one, the Bombay Inks, because you've suggested something for me, so I'll try that out today. The second bit is I reorganized my studio a bit. I just moved into this house. I reorganized them so they're in reach. So the Gelli Printing stuff was in reach, so I reached that out, and then I did some with my son. He did an amazing job, so I thought I'll give it a go again today, see how that turns out. For the final painting, I don't want to tie myself into a rule of like, I'm gonna do it, because that doesn't create enough flow for me as an artist. I think a lot of you can understand that, so I don't want to tie myself into the outcome, but I'm planning to hopefully paint the cat and the bird from the movie Flow. I just watched it yesterday. The story was so beautiful. I really enjoyed it, so I'm kind of inspired to create that at the end, but let's see how it goes. Okay, so let's dive into it. These are the Bombay Inks that I was conflicted about in my art supply regret video. This is the golden yellow, the crimson, the blue. These are the three that I was conflicted, and the reason why was because they are just like too intense for me. I tend to love those desaturated colors that are more toned down with mixed into their complementaries. So I got a suggestion that one, you should use Payne's gray to tone it down, and then second was using white to make it into soft pastel-y colors. So here I have this Lafon Bourgeois Flash acrylic. So I'll use these two definitely to see how that goes. But I also have the Ecoline inks that I really love that I will try mixing in with them. I want to first start off with the yellows. This morning I just felt like, oh, I really want to experiment with the colors. I just felt like it was a time for experimentation. You know, when you get that feeling, you're like, oh, I feel like just experimenting. You don't want to use your brain too much for painting per se. I just felt like experimenting with colors. See how that goes. Let's see how that one mix in turns green, of course. But yeah, I like it. Maybe even go a bit darker, see what the dark side will look like. It reminds me of Daniel Smith's Undersea Green. I don't know how this would be good or not, but it was a part of, oh, that's nice. A part of a chocolate, yeah, cocoa powder pot. Oh, that's really nice. I like that. Okay. It reminds me of, what was it? Nickel Titanate, this Titanate yellow from Daniel Smith. I like it. I'll definitely use that. How wonderful. Okay, I'm gonna just get that a bit, kind of create another area. See how dropping in this apricot 258 will look like, because I just love oranges. It's a very transparent, it doesn't really do anything add for that apricot, so, but let's see if I add a bit of that. How would that look? Yeah, I mean, it's better. I think it's better off than using like it alone, definitely. I'm gonna also test to see if I use more of this yellow and just a tiny bit of that Payne's gray. Is it actually Payne's gray? Oh no, it's indigo. Sorry, it's indigo, it's not Payne's gray, but close enough, I would say. Maybe I just want a tiny bit of that. Yeah, I don't like it as much. I would definitely use that one if I was to use a bit of that indigo. Man, this is tight. I can't open it. My finger isn't helping me. Can't do it. Okay, got it. Okay, I'm gonna open that yellow. So that is burnt sienna. Just a tiny drop, because I want to fill all of my experimentation in this one sheet. Yeah, I don't know if it adds to it. I mean, I guess it made it a bit more like quinacridone looking, I would say. It's okay. It reminds me of an owly color, or the magic wizard from Rockwell. Okay, cool. And then next one. I think I'll just drop in no, let's do this. Let's just open everything up. We don't have to keep on closing and opening. I'll try posting this on my blog so you can see the scanned version if you want to see it up close. Damn, that hurts. So painful. Damn it. I can't open it. Okay, finally. Damn, so painful. Okay, why do you give me Payne inks? Okay. Damn. Okay, so I did that one, the burnt sienna. Next, I'm going to drop in sepia. I'll do it that side. Warm gray, and then the pink beige. I think I'll do 3 at a time. Okay, so that is with sepia. That is, oh, that's pretty. That is with warm gray, and this is with pink beige. Oh, that's pretty too. Ooh, lovely. Man, colors. Okay, so next I'm going with the yellow ochre. That is, what is that called? Ultraviolet. That is fuchsia. I know that the ultraviolet would be way stronger, so rich. It becomes almost like the yellow ochre. And then this one is, no. That one is yellow ochre, that's why. This is the ultraviolet. Ooh, that is nice. And then this one is fuchsia. It becomes quite intense when added the yellow even more. Let's add that. Oh no, I added a bit too much. Let's add that yellow into that ultraviolet a bit more. It creates this really beautiful gray. I think I went overboard with the yellow again, so let me get a bit more of that purple. Just a tiny bit. That is pretty. I love it. Okay, let me add a bit more in the fuchsia. That's a fun. Ooh, I like that. It reminds me of the Burke's Parrot Pink by Holbein. That mix right there with the fuchsia and Bombay golden yellow. That is really good. Okay, this is fun. This is fun. This is fun. See, I really think experimentation is like important, because if you don't experiment with what kind of materials you have and what you can do with them, that's one of the things you can control as an artist, right? Like you can control how you use them and what you use. So yeah, like you need to experiment. And oh, what am I doing? Yellow, maybe a bit more because these will be stronger. Okay, I think I mixed them around. I dropped the ink in the other way around, but that's mahogany. Oh man, that is so pretty. I mean, mahogany is really pretty on its own, the ecoline ones, but let me just drop in a bit more to see how that goes. That is pretty. Man, that's pretty. Okay, and the next one is pastel blue. Yeah, it's okay. It reminds me of one of the Holbein colors that I got. What was it called? This one, the mimosa yellow. It really reminds me of that. Yeah. And then this one is with turquoise green. That's pretty. That's more intense. It reminds me of the phthalo. Okay, and then next we are doing light green. I'm gonna move back here. Light green. That is deep green, and this is bronze green. I'm sure the bronze green will make it turn intense because it's like warm, intense green. So again, this is light green. This is deep green. I think for the deep green, I need to add a bit more of that Bombay ink. Okay, and then also the bronze green. Yeah, I don't know. I never quite like greens anyway, so. Okay, so that was the whole experimentation with the Bombay yellow. Fuchsia, definitely. Reminds me of Burke's Parrot Pink by Holbein. Let me show you right there. Really reminds me of that. The crimson of Bombay ink. Okay, so red. I am going to mix in the indigo first, just to see how it will get toned down. And then as well as the white. I'll do the white first because it tends to dry out because it's acrylic. Lovely. It's like a rosy color. I love using that. I think I've even did that before. Okay, and then rich. Very rich, deep. Yeah, purple. Okay, and then next we will go to burnt sienna. I wonder why I closed that. Pretty. So I will drop in the reds. Okay, not much. Should drop in a bit more. So next one is sepia, warm gray, and then apricot. Okay, so that one is sepia. That one is warm gray. Ooh, nice, lovely. And then this one is apricot. Quite nice. I think the apricot needs to be a bit stronger, but okay. So next I will do pink beige. Oops, I got a bit of color in there. Pink beige, yellow ochre, ultraviolet, and then the Bombay ink. Okay, so again, that is yellow. No, that's pink beige. I think I need to go stronger with the pink beige, obviously. Yeah, it kind of overpowers it, I suppose. And then that's the yellow ochre. Then that is the ultraviolet. Nice. Reminds me of Imperial Purple from Daniel Smith. Okay, I think I might redo that pink beige a bit. I think I might even add a bit right here just to see. Yeah, it just overpowers it, I think. Okay, so I'm going to do mahogany. I'm just gonna do that because it's the last bottom right here. Very rich, nice color. And then pastel blue, turquoise green. Just gonna do all the greens. Deep green, then light green. I mean bronze green. We're gonna go just a tiny bit for some of these that are quite strong. I don't mind going quite a lot, but okay, so that's pastel blue, and this is turquoise green. Pretty. And then light green, deep green, whoa, and then bronze green. Wow, mix in with the greens, they're quite fun. Okay, so we've done all the mixing with crimson. Now I'm going to do blue. Just gonna do the mixing it. I don't think blue with indigo really makes sense as much, but it is a very pretty color. I could have probably imagined what will happen, but regardless, it's fine. And then I'm going to mix it in with the white a bit. I think it's dried out. It's a color day today. Experimentation with color. Nice, very pastel blue, basically like gouache. Okay, so I am going to go again. Oh, what am I doing? Oh my god, I did 2 rows of burnt sienna. Oops, just gonna tap that in to see what happens. And then that warm gray. So blue is gonna be quite strong, so I'm not gonna use as much, especially for that. So this one is burnt sienna, sepia, and then warm gray. I think we need more for that warm gray. And then we will go to apricot. Need a lot for that. Pink beige, need a lot for that as well. Then yellow ochre, just a tiny bit. Yeah, it just overpowers. Let's add in the apricot again. Okay, then yeah, the pink beige got overpowered as well. Gonna add a bit more of that. Getting the right amount is quite difficult. Okay, and next, so we did the yellow ochre. Okay, so next I'm just gonna finish it up with this bottom bit right here. So that's ultraviolet with the blue. Maybe I'll add in a bit of more of that. Reminds me of Smalt Dumont's blue from Winsor & Newton. Then I will go fuchsia, mahogany, a lot of that pastel, the turquoise green. Just I don't need so much of that, really. Maybe even that much would work. Let's see, a bit more, maybe a bit more here too. Oops, too much. Okay, I don't know how much of the video this captured, but yeah, testing out these colors was really a great idea. I came to the conclusion that I quite like mixing the Bombay golden yellow. I didn't do that at the end. Golden yellow with white, because it basically created one of the colors that I really like using, which is the nickel titanate Daniel Smith color yellow. Yeah, which is a granulating color. I really like that. That's nice. I like that. The next one I liked from the yellow was mixing in with the warm gray from Ecoline, as well as the ultraviolet. And that one I love mixing in with the yellow with the fuchsia that I had. It really reminded of Burke's Parrot Pink from Holbein. And then the next one was mixing the red with the warm gray. So mixing in with the warm gray actually was quite a good idea. It's the 718 of Ecoline liquid watercolor. So that was mixing with gray. I like it. This one was mixing in with the apricot, which I like, and then I added some whites. This one was with the red with the turquoise green. I love it. As well as the deep green. I love it. And then finally the blue didn't really stand out as much. None of them did, except for mixing in with white. I really like that color right there, but I can create that with gouache. But I can make use of it. That's the whole point. And I love this. What I did right here was mixing in the apricot with the pink beige and a bit of that blue, and then adding white created this really earthy opaly looking thing right here. So I really love that. Let's get into Gelli printing. I've created these with my son. They are beautiful. Well, he did it really. The issue that I was having was with the acrylic not sticking onto the paper. When I place the acrylic and then place the paper and then take it off of the Gelli plate, then it usually still had acrylic on. And this time around, trying to do it with my son, I didn't run into that issue. It could have been like just a temperature difference. I was in Munich before and it was during summertime, so it was quite hot. But it could have been due to that, but I'm not too sure. So here I'm using the Canson Imagine paper. I got some acrylics there. I will try to create this piece. Let's see how it goes. Oops, oh well, it's fine. We're just testing out how things go. I did have a couple times where I felt like I did get a hang of it, but I don't know. It just didn't work out well later on. Let's use green. Let's see how that goes. Or again, it could have been the acrylic that I used. I used this Prima Acryl Cobalt Turquoise, and when I did use that, it didn't quite work, but I mean, I don't know. It might work with other stuff. Let's see. So wish me luck. Maybe I need a bit more. See, I got these small tubes because I wasn't sure if I will really get into doing this or not. And I do have a bigger Gelli, but this one is the smallest size that I got. I got 2 of them. But while I'm testing things out, I thought smaller is better. Oops. Damn, I'm so hungry. The camera's not showing. Come on. Okay, so I think that's enough. Where did I put this? I need a place to put all these stuff. Just place it here on top of my Botticelli that I did. Okay, let's do this. So, no, what am I doing? No, what am I doing? No, I'm not gonna do that. Okay, so first I'm just gonna get that green here. I can use my hands, and then let's see. It ain't working. Oh my god. Did I miss the opportunity here? What happened? Why did it work with my son? Maybe I need more. Okay, let's go with more. What the hell? What happened there? Maybe it dried out? I don't know. Shoot. My son is like 3, almost 4. He did a better job than I did. I mean, there's no right or wrong side, right? Okay, I guess I needed more. I needed more of that paint. Okay, now it's, ooh, lovely green. Okay, let's keep that right there. Curls up. Okay, Some more paint. Okay, more paint. So next, I want to do this stencil, maybe on the side of it, maybe like that. Now let's go with the whole thing. So do we put the paint first and then do this? This is the question. Okay, let's put white. Oops, I don't know if that's a bit too much. Okay, let's get rolling. I get confused with like, what happens if I put the stencils first? You know, the timing. I guess this is just, you gotta experiment and get the hang of things, I suppose. But okay, then we put the stencil, and then let's place this right here. Did I do it right? Maybe I had to take off the stencil or something. Oops, I made a different mark. I guess I had to take this off first. Oh my god, I'm so bad. Why am I even creating this video? God's sake. Okay, hold on. It's all a learning process. And I was like really excited because I thought, hey, guess what? Maybe I can even create like this using a watercolor paint, because eventually I'll want to create a watercolor painting, but I don't know. Maybe I was too optimistic about this. Interesting. Oh, that's quite pretty actually. Oh, but I do see this mark right here that I don't like, but okay, it's good. It's good. Okay, let's put this next. See how that goes. Maybe a bit more. And then I don't know what to use next. Oh, I like that dots it just created. Oh, it's fine. Where did those dots come from? Did I do that? Oh no, it's become white. Okay, I'm gonna use more of that gold and then maybe use a different stencil. I just feel like I have to work really quickly for this. Actually, I'm just gonna go with getting this. I mean, it's fun. I guess I just have to experiment more and get the hang of it. Just do tons of these, you know. The gold doesn't quite like pull off as much, if you know what I mean, but it's still pretty. Okay, let's try this one. This one was the one I really had problems with, and I wonder if it's the paint, if there's certain paint that, oh damn, I can't use that finger. Those are my teeth. Okay, I mean, by brand, Schminka is like really good, but maybe it's just not really meant for this kind of stuff. I don't know. Okay, and then I'm going to put this. I guess I gotta get like a bigger sized ones. So what do I do? Like this? Like a question. Okay, and let's try doing it. Okay, let's see. Oh, it actually worked pretty good. Look at that. That's pretty. Okay, so it is kind of working. I mean, it doesn't, I don't know if it's supposed to like pull off all the acrylic on here, but I'm really enjoying it so far. I want to use watercolor for the final version. Let's see if I can use like a paper that I don't really care about. Let me use this watercolor paper, see how that goes. For the final piece, I think I want to do waves. Like, I want to use this Seigaiha. It's a Japanese waves, because these you can definitely hand draw them and hand paint them, but they take hours and hours. And as a matter of fact, I know because I've done a class on Skillshare for that before. If you're interested, I'll have it in the link below. Oh, I'm using acrylic again. Oh shoot, I kind of wasn't planning to do this. Oops. But oh, let's just test it with acrylic first, see how it goes. So I will use that bit, and I guess I do need a big size for it, but let's just cover one bit like that and the other bit like, let's do this because I want to get some paint off. Just got a bit goldy looking. It feels different when it's watercolor paper. Yeah, I don't know, it's not, it does react differently. Like, it's not getting into the whole grooves, but it's hot press paper, so not too sure. Okay, let's try using something else. So I'm going to use like a watercolor that I don't use at all, just to kind of experiment, because I know for a fact I've tried it before and it didn't work, and I had to use quite a lot of that color. I might just use the iridescent colors, these tubes that I have, because I don't use them at all. So I'll try doing that. I really don't care. Oops, the binder's coming out a lot, but I'm gonna use quite a lot for this. Okay, and let's see how this goes. Oh yeah, now I remember. It didn't spread out as much easily as acrylic does. Yeah, I remember this feeling. And you may ask, why don't you just use acrylic instead? Is because I want to be able to layer, what am I doing? I want to be able to layer over the top of the acrylic. And what happens is that acrylic is water resistant, really, once it dries. So it repels the watercolor if you try to do it. Oh no, I dirtied that. I'll wash it later. Ooh, actually that's quite good. So let me show you what happens if you do place watercolor on top of like the acrylic. It becomes like this. It doesn't really blend into it. And although I know for a fact that if you do use watercolor, then even if it's bone dry, you can rework the underneath layer and it might come off. But that's kind of like what I want for the final piece. I just want a background using the Gelli plate, because these patterns are really hard to try to replicate with like just drawing them. It'll take hours and hours. So that's the reason why I want to use it. So at the end, that iridescent kind of worked. What's a color I don't care too much about? Yellows. Bismuth yellow. Maybe I'll try that. Although I don't like yellowy colors. But it might go well with that copper that I have underneath. So let's use that. Wow. My studio space is becoming really dirty, but this is how experimentation is all about. Okay, so yeah, I never like yellow. Just look at that. No wonder I don't use it, but let's see. I mean, actually, let's just go with it. Just pull up the whole thing, see if it works. I got the yellow, darn it. Let me just use my hands. Okay, let's pull it off. Let me see. I don't know. I guess I just don't like that color. Okay. Let's use like something whitish. Oops. I'm gonna mix a bit of some iridescent colors. Now that ain't working. Let's do this again, shall we? Yeah, I think the watercolor is just too... I don't know what it is. I guess it doesn't quite spread. Let's see. Just gonna use this. I just feel like the watercolors don't really pull off the color on the paper as much, and it doesn't get into the grooves as much. It becomes very flat. But I think if I go very light, I think it will work. I mean, that's not really bad, actually. So I even thought my next experimentation could be with inks. Now, I know that it's more watery, but who knows? I just feel like I'm the kind of person that just has to experiment and actually see it in order to be like, okay, that doesn't work. So let's do this. Let's see how it goes. So I'm using this big Gelli plate that I have. This is the paper that I think I'll use for the final piece. But I will first want to experiment what it might look like. So I will be painting one catty and one bird. I don't want to cover the whole thing with it, with the Gelli printing. But first I'm going to experiment with using just watercolor paper and the ink. So I really loved the warm gray. I think that, yeah, cat will look good with the warm gray with the, I think that's the warm gray, and the yellow. So I'm going to have a lot of that warm gray and a hint of that yellow. Actually, maybe the bird I think will look better with that. And then, so I'm just using the Ecoline inks. It's very watery. I am not surprised, but let's just see how it goes. I have a bit of that paint left over. So for that bird, I'm going to use this. Let's flip that. And then let's put this on here. Oh, I had some kind of painting underneath, but actually it does seem to be working. I think it might work. Okay, so let's do it again. I'm gonna get these scraps, watercolor scraps I have lying around. Cut it into a bigger piece. Oh, that's pretty. That's the Santa Claus belt that I painted. Okay, so warm gray and then the yellow. That's gonna be the bird. It might be that paint, the leftover paint actually, that's making it work. Yeah, yep. So that's what it means. When you use more liquidy things, it's gonna spread out to the other areas. Makes sense. Okay, I think now I understand. So we do need to use something thicker. From the last Art Regrets video, there was one certain comment that everybody seemed to feel the same way, which was don't discard supplies too quickly. Store them because you might use them later. And thanks to all of your suggestions, I was able to create this painting, which I will be sharing the whole process in the next video. So stay tuned for that. I basically cut into my finger just yesterday when I was cleaning the house and scrubbing that really cuttly knife. Is that even a word? It's freaking ugly, but sorry for that. I couldn't even cut the top bit because I'm not left-handed.